Well, we're going to start off with a little thing about the football season coming up. The NFL just banned a rule that's called a hip drop tackle, and I'm not 100% sure exactly what it looks like, but from what I can tell, they're making a huge mistake. They're turning this into a game for sissies. There'll be so many penalties called this year that the game will take 5 hours to play instead of the usual 3.5 or 45 minutes of actual action. Anyhow, I don't, it's the old saying: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then the other story I have is just sort of a personal thing where I have a lot of friends that don't get involved. They don't like my political comments or anything like that. They just don't say anything. They sit around and they don't do anything. And what was that I try to remember this quote and I don't have it. I forgot who said it and everything else. I have to look it up because I'm going to write about it this weekend. But it's something like all it takes for evil to succeed is for good men to sit around and do absolutely nothing. And that's not exactly word for word, but that's pretty much what it is. And then that's what happened last time Trump ran for election. That almost happened the last election. And because people are afraid to be involved because they think somehow or another Trump's going to find them, so what? I have no idea how I got on some list in the Nixon administration, and I don't care. I was proud to be there. I hate bad politics. I hate people that take advantage of us. And I think most politicians think you're stupid. And if you're stupid, fine. Then don't say anything. Don't do anything. Don't complain. You know, you have. That's the biggest thing that irritates me about people that come on here and say things. If you're not going to try and do anything about it, if you're not going to vote or you're not going to do this, you're not going to do that, don't bitch and moan because you've got nothing to say about it. You know, if you don't vote for who you really think should win, and don't go doing like I did this for years. That because it's a lesser of two evils, write in something stupid or something like that. Take a side. Go out and do something, even if it's just handing out a button or two at election time, or talking to your neighbors about it. And that's another thing. People don't want to talk to their friends and neighbors because it's like when I tended bar. They used to come up and tell you there's two things you never talk about at a bar as a bartender. You never get involved in conversations about politics or religion because there's no what they call empirical facts. There's no definite answer to those questions. It's an opinion. Well, express your opinion. Don't be afraid of it. I mean, if you go into a bar and it's full of Hell's Angels and you start talking bad mouthing the Hell's Angels because you don't like them, then you got a problem. But if you're going in some place and you just start talking, yeah, somebody might come after you. Somebody might uh, harass you. Somebody might spam you. Who cares? I don't care. I'll just shut everything down and screw it. I don't care. I say what I feel, what I think, and I'm worried. I'm afraid. I'm afraid for my Social Security. I'm afraid for my grandkids' future. And you say, well, what are you talking about? Your grandkids are Colombians. They don't have anything to worry about. Let me tell you something. If Trump is going to invade Mexico, he's going to invade Colombia too. There's going to be a war. And it's going to be about whatever. I'm not interested in seeing another war. I saw friends of mine come back from Vietnam and sleep with guns under their pillows because they weren't so afraid of the people. They were afraid of the people that they saw in the streets when they came back. They were afraid of the guys they were in the battles with because they were all coming back all crazy. You don't know unless you've been in a situation where if you say the wrong thing or blink the wrong way, you could get your head handed to you. You don't really understand any of that stuff, you know? I understand it. I've seen it. I've experienced some of it, not in war. I experienced it on the streets. You know, I've seen people shot and killed on the streets. You know, I've had knives pulled at me. I had to cut a guy. You know, that this is, it's the life that I led, you know. I wasn't a criminal. I wasn't anybody. I was just a guy trying to get along, but it didn't make any difference. It's where I lived and where I went, you know. Excuse me. So, anyhow, don't sit around and do anything. Don't do nothing, because then you got nothing to say. And whatever happens is your fault, not mine, not the people that voted for him. Your fault, because you did nothing. That's the most dangerous thing you can do, is nothing. Sounds kind of crazy, but it's true. If you do nothing, it is the most dangerous thing you can possibly do. All right, listen. I don't know what's going to happen this afternoon. I've been watching that the Trump stock. It's pretty much staying where it was. You know, there's a lot of people that are buying into it. He can't touch that money for a while, and when he does, that's when the company will go under. As soon as he gets his greedy little paws on that money, that company is done. So what else can I talk about for a few minutes? I don't think there's really much to talk about. It's a Tuesday. My family's in Florida right now. My wife and my grandkids and my stepson and my son-in-law and his wife and everything. They're in Florida. They're going to Disney World. They're having a good time. They experienced a 4-hour delay at customs, but that's to be expected in Florida. So anyhow, I guess I'll see you. I'll talk to you later or tomorrow. Have a good one.